camels.
Brilliant. The sun is shining here too.
Yeah, good.
And
Sun
blind
is
date.
shining everywhere.
Not in Toronto.
Joe,
Uh-oh.
I may have to leave
Well,
early.
it's not quite everywhere. You got to leave early. Okay.
Okay.
No worries. Just give a little wave.
Right. Thanks.
I'll look for it near the end. Okay, Dream Team. We will get started with our exercises here. You will need if you've got them, and if you don't, no worries, but it will be helpful if you have a stretchy band and something to use as a weight today, whether that is a dumbbell or soup can or water bottle, does not matter. And you'll also need some sort of pillow or rolled up towel, a folded sweater, something along that line as well. All right. So remember, this is a recorded class, virtual, so any noise on your end, we can all hear. So I'm going to ask that if you've got any noise on your end, you get yourself on mute and ask questions as they come up. That's wonderful. Nice clear space to exercise in, either bare feet or sturdy shoes. Nothing loose that you could trip over. Make sure you have a sturdy chair as well. Okay, nothing wobbly or on wheels. And everybody just go at your own pace today. That's the most important thing, that this is your exercise class, so make it yours. And let's get started with some breathing. So you can place a hand on your belly. We're going to breathe in, fill up the belly as we inhale, and then breathing out through pursed lips. So pretend you have that straw there. Breathe in and out through that straw. Breathe in and out through that invisible straw. Now maintain that movement,
Me?
that pattern.
Can you?
Hi, Sharon.
So
That's okay. Okay, palms up to the ceiling. We're going to inhale as we pull the hands apart, keeping the elbows tucked in, and breathe out as we bring those hands back in. So we're going to breathe in, pull the hands apart, slight rotation there. Breathe out as we bring the hands back in. Inhale and exhale through pursed lips. Inhale, exhale through pursed lips. 2 more. Inhale, exhale through pursed lips. And inhale, exhale through pursed lips. All right, we're going to continue that breathing pattern as we start moving a little bit more. You may not be able to inhale, filling up your belly as much. So, but really just make sure we're trying to take in a full breath and breathe out through pursed lips. So we're going to inhale as we lift our arm up and opposite knee, and then exhale to lower back down. Inhale, lift arm and knee. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift arm and knee. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach that arm and knee up. Exhale, lower down. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Okay, so from there, we're going to get our hands stacked together. And we're going to move our hands to the side. And I want you actually just to practice that without any other movement, because the goal here is that just the arms and the shoulder kind of move. And I don't want any movement through the lower half. So can you move just the arms? Good. And then from here, we're going to lift up the knee, move the hands over top. And you can alternate. So lift a knee, move the hands over top. And again, as we move those hands over top, there's no movement through the torso, through your lower back, through your hips. Everything stays strong and still. So lift the knee, move your hands over, back, down. Lift a knee, move your hands over, back, down. Lift your knee, over, back, down. Lift your knee, over, back, down. Lift your knee, over, back, down. Lift the knee, over, back, down. Lift your knee, over, back, down. And we've got 5 more. 4 more. And again, we're maintaining a breathing pattern here. Maybe you're breathing out as you move the hands over, breathing in as you lower it back down, breathing out, breathing in to reset, whatever that pattern looks like to you. Some of you, that might be too slow or too fast of a pattern. Last one here, and rest. Good. Okay, now we're going to start stepping 1 foot forward at a time. Good. Step forward 1 foot at a time. And you can just start swinging your arms. So step forward and back. Step that foot forward, bring it back. We're staying up tall, so there's no movement through our upper body, right? Stay still. And we're still maintaining that breathing pattern. So again, as we start moving more and more, it's going to be tougher to maintain belly breathing, where we fill up our belly on the inhale. But you still want to maintain the pursed lip exhale. So think of that straw or a line of candles in front of you, and you're trying to blow all the candles out in one go. All right, and we're going to change what our arms are doing. We're pushing our arms forward and back. Good. As you pull those arms back, think about pulling the shoulder blades together. Excellent. Remember to go at your own pace. This is your exercise class. Let's make it challenging, but doable for you. Good. Now maintain the movement with your arms. Arms still push forwards and back, but we're going to change what the legs are doing. The legs are now stepping out to the side. Good. Excellent. And now let's get the arms pushing out to the side. So now a foot is stepping to the side and your hands are pressing out to the side. Good. Not seeing too many jazz hands. That's just a personal choice. Good, and now we're gonna start alternating. Ready? So forward step and push. Okay, so we've got our forward stepping, forwards push. And then we've got our side step, hands move to the side. Excellent. Okay, so now we're gonna put a pattern to it. We're gonna step forward, 2, 3, side, 2, 3, forwards, 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 2, 3, side, 2, 3, without my counting. Let's see if you can maintain the pattern of 3 at each. Good. And rest there. Very good. So as a reminder, rest when you need to. The recovery position is hands or forearms over your thighs, keeping the chest up, right? Not tucking the head down. This does not open up your airways. Pull the chest up from this position. Okay. Get back into your slower belly breathing. Really focus on breathing out through pursed lips to help you regain your air. And for everything we do today, if this is one of your first couple of classes, or if you've been sick, or if you did not sleep well, or maybe you've been away for a while, those are all good indicators that for today, rather than trying to keep up with what some of the group is doing, maybe you'd count to 10 for everything you do, and then you do 10 breaths. So what that might look like is if we were to march, if you are newer to the group, feeling really fatigued today, all those reasons I listed, maybe you go march for 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10, and then you get into your recovery position and you do 10 breaths. Because again, this is your exercise class and we make everything challenging but doable for everybody. Well, things have to look a little bit different. And you have to take charge of your own intensity and monitoring how much rest do you need, okay? So with that, we're gonna now start to get our heart rate up. We're gonna work for a minute and rest for 30 seconds. And in that minute, goal number 1 is to be able to keep moving for the minute. So find something where you can continuously move for a full minute. And once you've been able to do that, now we're pushing the intensity a little bit. It is okay for your heart rate to get up. It's okay for you to be breathing harder. You just don't want to feel dizzy, lightheaded, shaky, like you can't take a full breath. Those are all signs to slow it down a bit, get into your recovery position. Okay. All right. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to take our hands, put them together. We're going to lift a knee and pull our hands to our hip. Bring them back up to the middle. So you lift your knee, pull your hands to your hip, back up. Lift and pull, lift and pull. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1 minute. Let's go. Good. Goal here, again, you don't want to be hunching forward. You want to keep your upper body up tall. Make your legs do most of the work. Paddle your hands side to side. Excellent job. Maintain that breathing pattern, team. As you work harder, your breathing is going to get a little bit shorter. And so it can sound more like a, okay, but it's still exhaling through pursed lips. All right, we've got about 15 seconds left. Do what you can here. Keep moving for a minute and then you can worry about the intensity. Make it challenging but doable. 3, 2, 1, and rest. So some of you are going to need some light movement to help you best catch your breath. Some of you, lots of you, are going to need that recovery position and focus on catching your breath. Okay? So do what is best for your body. Maybe you need a bit longer of a rest. That's okay. Nobody else can see you. everybody has just me and a big picture on their screen. So just focus on you and what you're able to do today. Okay, next movement is we're gonna touch our foot out to the side, reach our arm across, bring it back in, touch the side, reach across. And again, I don't want that upper body moving a whole lot. Just make your arms and legs do the work. 3, 2, 1, go. Good, 1 minute here. Do what you can. Get that heart rate up. Get yourself breathing harder. Great job, everybody. Do what you can. Step and reach, step and reach, step and reach. Keep that torso mostly straight, up tall. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. We've got 10 seconds left. Good work. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Brilliant work, everybody. So remember that recovery position, chest up. Help you open up your airways. Some of you need some light movement to help you catch your breath better and recover. So choose what is best for you. Excellent. Okay, rest time is almost done. And this time we're going to extend our leg in front of us. So a kick and touch your knee. Kick, touch, kick, touch, kick, touch. Okay, 3, 2, looking at my timer, and go. 1 minute. Good work. Kick and touch, kick and touch. Remember, upper body stays up tall. Nice work, everybody. Maintain that breathing pattern. There we go. Kick and touch, kick and touch, kick and touch. Just about there. We're past the halfway point by quite a bit. Maintain that breathing pattern. Work to get your heart rate up. Work to be breathing a bit harder. 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're going to do one more after this, and then we will take a bit longer of a rest. Okay, remember that recovery position as needed. Great way to help you gain back your breath there. Some of you may need a little bit of movement. Okay, and that last movement we're going to do is we're going to be bouncy. And I want you to think about trying to move your feet with as many steps as you can. So what that might look like, is you just bouncing your heels up and down. So the toes stay on the ground and you're just bouncing your heels. What that might look like is stepping forward and back. Okay. The goal is just to get your feet moving with as many steps as you can. Okay, any questions? Brilliant. Okay, we're starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. So you might just be bouncing your heels up and down, and you might be getting your feet forwards and back. And the goal is, how many steps can you get in a minute? How many steps? So get your torso up tall. So a bit different than a march, right? That marching is more flat-footed, not as bouncy. There we go. So can we get those feet moving? Go, 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 go. Maintain your breathing pattern. How many steps can you get? It's okay if your feet get a little bit messed up as you're going. That usually means you're going fast. There we go. Keep going, team. You're almost there. How many steps can you get? Keep breathing out through pursed lips. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Brilliant. So we're going to take a good minute or two here to fully catch your breath. And then we're going to do some balance exercises. And if you are not going to be standing for your balance exercises today, this is where you can do it seated, and it can be helpful to have that pillow or rolled up towel to sit on to provide a bit of an unstable surface. Okay, so you still get a little bit of that balance work without being standing. Okay, I did notice there was a potential question in the chat. So I'm going to take this as a quick moment just to see if I was needed to. Oh, nope. Someone's video kept freezing, so they're going to try again next week. Okay. There we go. Does anybody have any questions at this point in class? Seeing some head shakes. Good. All right. Got a quiet crew today. All right. So if you are going to remain seated for your balance exercises, a lot of the movement is the same. I just encourage you to be sitting on something to provide that little bit of instability. Otherwise, you can go ahead and stand up. And my head is probably cut off for you, but that's okay because that's not a very important part to look at during balance. What is important about your balance work today is that you do have balance support within grabbing distance. So grabbing distance means you can put your hands down and it's right there, not somewhere over there. Okay. So for our first balance exercise, I'm just going to ask that you stand heel to toe, as if both feet are standing on a line or a tightrope. And I'd like you to place both hands on your balance support. So it shouldn't feel super unbalanced at the moment. But what I'm going to ask you to do here is tighten up your glutes. That's your bum muscles. So think about crushing a walnut between your bum cheeks. And with your hands on your balance support, your feet on a tightrope, and your glutes tight, we're going to close our eyes for 3 seconds. So everybody close your eyes. And 1, 2, 3, open. Good. Make sure your glutes are tight, touching the balance support, and eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. Who felt more wobbly or off balance when we closed our eyes? Yeah, very, very normal. Okay. Your vision plays an important role in your balance by giving you that reference point. So we're going to do it 2 more times and then switch legs. If you would like to make this more challenging, you can take one hand off of your balance support, or rather than pushing into your balance support, you're just in contact with it. Okay, so close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, and open your eyes. Remember, glutes tight, and close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Okay, still in contact with the balance support. We're just going to change which foot is forward. Brilliant. Okay, and then once again, you're in contact with your balance support. You're going to make it harder by not relying on it. You're just in contact with it. Push down through your feet and eyes closed. 1, 2, 3, eyes open and eyes closed. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. Check glutes are tight. You're pushing down through your feet. Eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open. And last one, eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So now I'm just going to ask that you change feet again. You've still got your balance support again, light contact. And now from this position, I'm just going to ask that you take one hand and you reach down to touch your knee and come back up. So you've still got a hand in contact with your balance support. Reach down, touch, and back up. Think about getting your hips behind you. Reach down just to touch your knee and back up. So 2 things that help you with your balance. Think about where your feet are. So your feet are in contact with the ground. Really feel them. And glutes tight. Glutes tight, bend to touch the knee and back up. If you want to make this more challenging, and you're able to stand on one leg with balance support, you can stand on one leg, reach down to touch your knee, and back up. If you're not able to do that movement without putting your foot down, then you should stay in this tightrope position. Okay, we've just got 2 more. Down, touch. Notice I'm keeping my chest up, head up, even as I reach forwards. And now we're just switching which foot is forward. Good. Still in contact with the balance support, reaching down and coming back up. Good. Reaching down, head is up and back up. Think about your glutes staying tight. Think about where your feet are on the ground. Down to touch and up. 3 more. Down to touch and up. Down to touch and up. Down to touch and up. Good. So now your feet are side by side. And I still want you to have balance support within grabbing distance. I'm just going to move my chair more out of the way so it doesn't block the camera view. But still got it here to be a good example. And we're just going to stand on one leg. And 2 options here. We're going to move our leg out to the side and remain balanced on, this is our stance leg. And I want you to have a slight bend in the knee. And you are either reaching your foot out to the side to touch your toe down and then bring it in to touch your toe down. Or to make it harder, you are lifting it up and bringing it back. If you need to touch to reset, that's fine. So fine, challenging, but doable. We're going to do either 10 each side or 5 and 5 twice. Ready? Out to the side. 1. Back in. Out to the side. 2. Back in. Out to the side. 3. Good. So fight to stay in control. 4. Right? So we don't want to be here. That tells you need to just touch the toe. 4. 5. So if you need to switch halfway, you go for it. 6. 7. Good control, everyone. 8. 9. 10. And now you're going to switch legs. Good. So again, stance leg has a slight bend to the knee. And we're pressing our leg out to the side or touching and touching back. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. So that's halfway if you were switching at the halfway point. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Brilliant. You might need to step your feet, shake out your hips. Good. And we're going to do one last balance exercise here. And all we're gonna do, got the balance support. I think you can see my feet. And we're going, lifting our heels up. So heels up and pause. And when we're paused, I'm gonna face forward just so you can see what we're looking for at our feet is, I don't want the feet collapsing outwards, and I don't want the feet rolling in. So we're really thinking about keeping our shin and our ankles and our feet facing forwards. We press up through the toes. Heels are up, we pause, and then down with control. So try not to drop down. You slowly lower. So we slowly go up to where you can. The higher up you go, there is a slightly higher risk of your muscle cramping if you are prone to cramping in your hamstrings or calves. So slowly down and up. Slowly down. Good. Up. And slowly down with control. This is the kind of exercise where if you're finding it too easy, you're welcome to hold on to a weight. You're welcome to offset your feet so that your front foot does more work. Okay, so a couple different ways to increase the challenge. Up on the toes and down, 2, 3. Up on the toes, down, 2, 3. Up, down, 2, 3. Let's do 3 more. Up, down, 2, 3. 2 more. Down, 2, 3. And last one. Down, 2, 3. Whew. Oh boy. All right, team. I'm gonna reset my chair here. You are welcome to grab a sip of water. Really great time to do so.
That last one on the back of the legs when you're going on tiptoe is sure tough on the back of the legs.
You are correct. Especially when we do it slowly like that.
Yes.
So again, you just go within your range. Maybe you don't come all the way up. You only go part way. And that's just fine.
But it feels like it's really worthwhile to get that effort into the back of the legs.
Yeah, those are your calf muscles. Really
Yes,
important
exactly.
for balance and
Yeah.
for walking.
Yeah.
And then we always want to work the front muscle on your shin, your tibialis. And that's how we work it, where even if you're just sitting here, we pull the toes up. So this time our heel stays down. And you think about trying to pull your toes up as high as they'll go.
Yeah.
And then back down with control.
Oh, okay.
So we
Thank you.
pull the toes up. And let's all go ahead and we're going to do 10 of these together. So starting with your feet flat, you're going to pull your toes and the ball of your foot up. Your heel stays on the ground this time. Think of it as a reverse calf raise. And then you slowly lower it back down. So we lift, pause, we're lifting up as high as we can, and slowly bring it back down. And lift, as high as it'll go. You should feel a little bit of fatigue or tiredness in your shin, and down. Get it up. Hold. We're lifting it up as high as it'll go, and down. Let's do 4 more. Up as high as you can. Hold. Down. And 3. Down. 2. Down. And 1. Good. And stomp your feet out. Brilliant. Well done, gang. All right. Any questions so far before we start on some strength exercises? Oh, excellent. It's going to be a good one then. Okay, if you've got a weight of some sort, you can go ahead and grab it now. All right, and we are going to do a sit to stand variation. And what that means is we have our feet in their starting position, and then one foot just comes a little bit further back. You might need to lift up that heel. Okay. But you want your feet staggered. So one foot a little bit ahead of the other so that we can stand up, and one leg is going to be doing more work than the other. Has everyone got that? And then it's down, 2, 3 without plopping. And up. Good. One leg works harder than the other. Down, 2, 3. Good. And up. Down, 2, 3. Up. And down, 2, 3. Up. Down, 2, 3. Up. Down, 2, 3. Up. Down, 2, 3. Switch legs. So again, the other leg is now a little bit forward. Maybe your back foot, the heel is lifted to make it harder. So be aware that it is going to be more challenging on your balance as well. And up. And down, 2, 3 with control. Very good. Up. Oh, and I forgot to say for maybe our newcomers, we also have our seated sit to stand. So maybe you're not standing up, you're just pressing your feet into the ground, feeling those muscles tighten up and then relaxing. Good alternative to standing. Sorry about that. Good. Push through your foot. Come up and down. 2, 3. And up. Well done, everybody. Your one leg should feel like it's working more so than the other. Up. Down. 2, 3. Up. Down. 2, 3. Up. And down. 2, 3. Last one. Up. Down. 2, 3. And rest. Woo! Great job, everybody. How are we feeling?
Tired
Yeah.
and a little tired, but a good tired.
Oh, good. That's good. You can put your weight to the side. You can grab your stretchy band. And if you do not have a stretchy band, that's okay. You can do this either with a weight, just at a different angle, or you can just do the same movement without resistance. And you just pretend you're pulling something hard to help the muscle have more activation. So with your stretchy band, we are going to put it, let's put it up overhead. And this one is, we're going to pull one elbow down. So again, look at the shape of my arm. My elbow is bent. My wrist is above. My arm is not way out here. So we pull an elbow straight down. You should feel it in your shoulder blade. One arm stays up. And you slowly bring it back up. You pull one arm down. So again, the elbow works. the elbow pulls down and you get that bend to your elbow, and then it comes back up. So think about trying to keep your hand close to your ear. That might help everyone make more sense. So come back up, pull, keep your hand close to your ear, and back up, pull, and back up. And this overhead movement might be tough for you. That's where you have the band just out in front. That's okay. Or you do it without the band. Pretend you're pulling something straight down. Maybe you're snapping a twig over your head. Pull. Good. And back up. And pull. Back up. Pull. Back up. Pull. Back up. And then last one. Pull. Back up and rest. Good. So I saw a couple of you with weights doing the same movement, which is awesome. And it's interesting because with weights, even though the movement is the same, we're actually working the opposite muscles. So because the weight we are resisting is pressing up, and with the resistance band, we're pulling it down. So now our next movement is going to reverse that for everybody. So if you've got weights, do the exact same movement, and you're going to be working the muscles the banded people just worked on, and the banded people are now going to be working the opposite muscles. And if that made no sense to you, just ignore me. I get excited about funny things. So remember, you can wrap the band around your palm. And if you've got a band, you're going to put the band around your back. Comes forward underneath your armpits. And you're going to put your feet wide apart. That's going to take some pressure off your back. And then we're just going to bend forward slightly. And from here, we're going to push our hands down and bring them back up. And if you've got weights, your hands will be down and you're pulling the weights back up. So again, keep your feet and knees wide apart. That's going to help take some pressure off your lower back. And you don't have to be bent over very far. It's just leaning forward slightly, pushing the band downwards, or pulling the weight upwards. If this does not feel right for your body, please let me know. I've got a whole whack of things I can adjust and give to you instead. And I always want everybody to be working and feeling good about the exercise. So you can push the band away from you or pull the weights towards you. Good. And do just a couple more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back up. And if you've got the band, take it away. And at the start of class, I asked you to have a pillow, towel, rolled up sweater, something along those lines. And you need that object now. And if you've got something larger pillow, we're just going to fold it in half, and whatever object you've got, we're going to put it between your knees. So some of you are familiar with this, some of you are not, and it's very exciting. It's a great exercise. So we've got something between our knees, and if you've got nothing by you, just use your hands, okay? But having something a bit softer usually just feels nicer. And all right, so from here, 2 things you're thinking of. 1, stay up tall. 2, tighten your glutes. And 3, squeeze your knees together as you exhale. So I lied, there's 4 things. So stay up tall, You're going to squeeze glutes, squeeze your knees together, and exhale.
I have a ball.
A ball works great as long as it has a bit of give to it.
It does.
Good. Excellent. That'll work fantastic. So again, glutes tight, squeeze those knees together as you exhale. You start off slow and slowly increase how hard you're pressing. Okay. So you stay in control of the movement. And relax. So you squeeze your glutes first, start to squeeze your knees together. Make sure you are not holding your breath. You want to maintain your breathing pattern. Good. Slowly squeeze. Back. Slowly squeeze. And back. Slowly squeeze. And relax. Slowly squeeze. You are breathing. And relax. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. So now what you're going to do, don't remove the object here. And you might need to use your hands to help you hold on to the object because I've got a little challenge for you. And it's, can you apply just a little bit of pressure, just enough that the object does not drop? And one foot rotates out and back in. Start really slow and gentle. Your hip might cramp. Do not want that, so start slow. So again, your knee is gently pressing in, and then you're seeing, can you lift your foot up to the side? Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, please feel free to ask clarification. We all learn in different ways, and that's okay. So one foot's flat on the ground, one foot, try to lift it up to the side. This is where that object comes in. Might need to gently press into it. Can everyone feel that?
Oh, yeah.
It's, yeah, it feels tight and really tough to do. You're welcome. Good. We're just going to do 4 more, 2 on each side. So press that knee in, back down, press the knee in, lift the foot up to the side, and once more per side. Good, and last one. Woo! Okay, the last thing we're gonna do before we stretch. This one you might be able to lean back in your chair to assist with, but you've got the object, you're holding the object kind of with your hands just to help keep it there, especially if you've got a folded in half pillow. And we're just gonna raise one knee, and with that knee, we're gently, start slow, then you can gradually increase tension. You're just trying to squish, I'm gonna say pillow, but whatever you got, pillow into your chest or stomach with your thigh.
Oh.
So you lift and try to squish and back. So squish and back. Squish and back. Any questions on this one?
Is this another hip exercise?
Yep, this time it's the front of your hip.
Yeah. Okay.
And what will help you is your non-moving leg, push it down into the ground. So push your non-moving leg in the ground as your moving leg comes up and squishes in. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, maintain your breathing pattern. It's helpful to breathe out during this movement, this exertion. And last one. Woo! Switch sides. Again, non-moving leg can push into the ground. The other side lifts up, just to wherever you can. And down. Lift up. Good. Now we're working hard. Good job, everybody. You're going now. Been working hard this whole class. Rest your foot down. Raise your knee. And down. Fantastic work. Lift. And down. Lift. Make your hip work hard. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Pillow to the side. Time to stretch. You did it.
Yay.
Woo! All right, so you can take your elbow, bend it, hold it there, wrap it around, whatever feels best for you. And it's stretch time, which means an awesome time for questions, to chat with each other, really build our sense of community. So please don't be shy, have at her. And I'll just tell you when to switch.
A lot of today was to do with balance muscles.
Yes, switch. You got it. So we worked a lot on our calves, our tibialis, that's that shin muscle, our hip muscles in all directions. A lot of good work to help with our balance. How did everybody feel with the balance?
Good. A little wobbly in places.
It's good to practice. It's necessary to practice.
That's right. Balance is something you really got to earn. So if you want to get better at balancing and you want to improve your balance, you have to practice it. You have to work hard at it.
Jill, some of those exercises we were doing, I felt it inside my groin. You know, like in the inner groin when we were squeezing too, you know?
Yeah, when you were squeezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are your adductor muscles, which bring your leg across your body, right? That squeezing movement. So you kind of got from the knee all the way up to the hip. All those muscles there contribute. Put your foot out in front of you, reach towards your toes.
Ow.
I found it made a big difference squeezing your glutes before you press that pillow.
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason for that is anytime we get one part of our body moving, we're going to be able to move better and with more control if we first stabilize the opposite part.
Oh, okay.
So an example is when you balance, I ask you to clench your glutes tight. When we go to lift one leg, I get you to push the other leg down. Our glutes help us pull the knees apart. So if we stabilize that part before we squeeze, it's going to help us do better at that movement. Did we switch legs?
Nope.
Yes,
I
we
did.
I did.
I
I
did.
did.
Did I say switch legs?
No.
No.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble now.
Couple more seconds here. Yeah, we're hearing some good thoughts, reflections about those exercises. Anyone else have any they'd like to share?
Hey, Jill, those hip exercises that we did for balance, are they also good for strengthening for somebody who has arthritis in their hip?
So improving improving kind of function and reducing some pain with arthritis, you always want some stability and strength. So I would say that it's helping those muscles get better at working, because you've got what's called a proprioception. So the muscles and joints understanding where they are in the space around them. You can pull your leg up to your shin or up onto your thigh. So those balance exercises are good for helping our hips move better. They're not going to necessarily build strength, where strength is the ability for the muscles to do work. That's where that strength training or resistance comes in. So an example of helping those muscles get stronger, even if we're sitting. So we work on the inside, the squeezing the pillow. And the other one we often do is putting the band around the legs, squeezing the glutes hard and pressing out against resistance. Although the balance exercise we did of lifting that leg, well, now this leg and hip muscle, that glute, is moving against gravity, which is a resistance. So if that felt really challenging and fatiguing to do, then it's going to help build strength. Switch legs. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where, remember, we talked about challenging but doable. And if we're doing things that don't feel challenging in the way that we're trying to get them to be, so we take our breathing exercises or our cardio exercises. If those aren't challenging your breathing, well, your lung capacity isn't necessarily going to improve a lot,
Right.
because it's not being challenged. And so if we're doing strength exercises and you feel like you're like, oh, I've been doing these strength exercises, but it's not getting stronger, well, ask yourself, are those exercises challenging the muscle? Does the muscle ever feel, when we do some exercise, you guys are going, oh my goodness, thank goodness we're done that. My muscles are so tired. We're challenging the muscles. It's good. Drop a leg back behind you.
Did anyone else notice that the last time that we did an exercise using the pillow, Jill cleverly ended up making us do twice the amount of sit to stands? She just disguised it as a different exercise. I did see that one. Very tricky.
Well, sometimes, we need to sneak things in that are good for you. It's like sneaking veggies into a meal. So this stretch probably feels extra good today because we worked those front hip flexor muscles. Switch sides. So on the same note as what we kind of just talked about with challenging but doable, a good thing to ask yourself is, did you feel challenged in today's exercises?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did it feel challenging enough that it was a bit uncomfortable?
Yes.
A little bit. A little.
Yes.
Okay. So I'd encourage you, while staying safe, and we give you lots of information of how to be exercising safely, I'd also encourage you to do things that make you a bit uncomfortable. Right? If you weren't at all a touch wobbly with your balance exercises today, you didn't challenge yourself. If you keep kind of having to put your foot down because you absolutely cannot maintain that position, well, now it's too challenging and not doable. If you were doing all these cardio exercises and you weren't breathing harder, right, where you're not able to just talk nonstop, you're not able to sing, it's a bit uncomfortable because you're breathing more heavily but still in control of your breath. I encourage you to get a little bit uncomfortable for next week's exercises. Relax there. It is time for a deep breath. I invite you to join me however you'd like. Hands stay on your belly, open up, overhead, whatever is best for you. Deep breath in and slowly out. Roll the shoulders back, shake your hands out a little bit. Give yourself a pat on the back. Great job today, everybody.
Done
Nice.
for
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Jill. Thank you, Maureen.